Hello and welcome to Homestead Imaginations. I am Josh and today was a big day. I got one of my orders in for the year and I've got some of the plants, well all the plants that actually just came in, set in spots. I gotta do some composting and some mulching, but I at least got them in the ground. These are 2 elderberry. I have 2 there, one's right there, one's like right over there. I put these 2 new ones here. They are a different variety. So these are John's elderberry. The other ones I believe are Adam's. I believe Adam's elderberry. I got quite a few things. One of the things, I got 4 new grapes, 4 different kinds of grapes, and I put them in the corners, in the front and in the back here. And this is a Somerset Seedless grape, and my goal is I'm hoping that they grow up the fence and then spread along the fence line. I think that'd be really awesome and really cool for aesthetics, to literally have the grapes just, you know, trellising themselves along the fence line and making it where it looks nice and it's functional, because then they're hanging out. And then in this, our little food forest area, I also got other items as well. I'm not going to walk through to every location, but in this area here, I have different rows. I think it's 8 rows, and in those rows is where I put all our perennials. So that's like the food forest. Hopefully low maintenance. That's the goal. Low maintenance, easy, you know, big productions. Eventually, it's going to take some time. But so we added today a Prelude red raspberry, a Latham red raspberry, a Killarney red raspberry, a Lee No. 3 Juneberry, a Pembina Juneberry, Honeywood Juneberry. We already saw the Somerset Seedless grape. We also got the St. Croix grape, the Frontenac grape, and Bluebell grape. The 2 John's elderberry that I showed up front there. And then we got Aurora edible honeysuckle, Honeybee edible honeysuckle, 2 redcurrants Red Lake variety, and 2 whitecurrant white Imperial variety. So that's all that area. So it's pretty exciting. Took me a couple hours. Took me a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but some spots the ground is pretty frozen. Especially in areas like here. Even though I laid down manure, I didn't mulch it, so it definitely froze, and then the ground underneath it froze because it wasn't mulched. But in these rows, the mulch is doing fantastic. Like, the clay was so easily able to just dig it out and put everything. So everything I put in the rows went so smooth. It was super easy. The soil is definitely breaking down. It's still very much clay and very much sticks together. The ground is very wet right now, so it's sticking together. So it was clumping, but it was easy to get out. So it is breaking down. It is not as hard and impenetrable as it was before. So that's exciting. That is working, of composting and mulching, and it's going to take a long time, years and years. It literally needs the compost to fully break down. It's going to need wood chips to start to break down, and really turn this soil into a really rich and loose soil that's good at holding water, but also letting water drain, so it's not just mud pit or anything, and allow the roots to grow. So it's very exciting. This area is going to be pretty awesome once it gets going. It's going to be a few years for all the fruit trees and a lot of these fruit bushes to start really popping off and really putting out some good product. But very, very excited. I'm happy that it's working and breaking up this soil, because this soil is so bad. It is like the hardest, thickest freaking clay I've ever seen and ever experienced. So it's been a pain trying to grow stuff in this. So we'll see how everything did. The plants arrived today, and I immediately put them in the ground. So everything should hopefully wake up once spring fully hits here and it warms up to where things come out of dormancy. Some of the stuff did have some green buds, so hopefully, you know, they're good to go. And then, you know, just here's the other corner as we close up the video. But that is the St. Croix grape. And again, same thing. I'm going to try and get it to come along the fence and basically kind of go along the front here. That's our entrance there. So yeah, this is the magical area of all this awesomeness, essentially. The sun's right in my eyes. But pretty excited. I have more plants coming in. I've got a few more fruit trees that are also coming in that will be going into the food forest. One of them will be here, I think, in April, maybe late April. I think one tree's coming in. Two of the trees are pawpaws. They're not coming in until September or October. They're, I guess, better to be a fall planting. So they're coming in the fall. So I have all summer to get their holes dug and ready. And then I have two, I forgot what the varieties are, but I have two oranges. Mandarin oranges, which they will be brought inside the house. We have a lemon and lime tree that we bring out during the summer, and then once fall hits, we bring those two into the house. So I got two Mandarin oranges, so we'll have 4 fruit trees that are gonna be smaller. We're gonna have to keep them at a decent height, so that way, and width, so they can actually fit through the door to get into the house and come out as well. So pretty excited to have all that, the new additions. Plus, as we can see, I've got plenty of work to do. I gotta turn more. Plenty of work to do here in the garden. That's the big garden that I'm adding that is way bigger than I needed for what we're trying to accomplish this year, which is awesome. So we have a ton of potential for growth, and once we get to a point where we're gonna start selling our excess produce, we are not there yet. We're not even at the point where we're producing all of our own food. This is our first year of trying to accomplish that. So very excited for this year. A lot of cool challenges to take on and a lot going on, a lot of new additions. And so that garden, I still need to mulch. I'm gonna throw a bunch of leaves down, and then I'm gonna mulch it with wood chips to help break this down. It's not gonna be that great of soil. It's hard clay underneath that, so plants are gonna struggle, I'm assuming this year. But again, as time goes on, it's all gonna start to break down, and I'll keep adding compost to this and keep, you know, trying to enrich that soil, because that's basically what we did for our starting gardens. We had 2 10x10s, and we dug out a little section of clay, and then we put in topsoil, and then we've just been adding compost on top of it each year. And now we're mulching, because we finally learned mulching is appropriate and necessary. So it's getting better. Those gardens are getting really, really good now. It's been a couple years of us like learning and getting better with the garden and how to maintain it and feed the soil. So those 2 small gardens are finally starting to do good. So I'm assuming this is going to take a couple years to get this very large. It's a 20 foot by 91 feet garden, and it's 91 feet because I have like 1 foot rows going across, and there's a whole it works out to where I have garden space of 3 feet, and then a 1 foot walk path in between, and then another 3 feet, and that just keeps repeating until you get to the end. So it needed 91 feet to have the last section to have a 3 foot growing section. So yeah, so this is it. This is the new additions today. Again, very excited. Big year, another big year. Hopefully a big year of just not a lot of big projects, so I can focus on all the little projects, start tackling all the little things, making the improvements to make it better and make our gardening more efficient. So that's one of my goals. Like, I want to get a water system. I collect rainwater, and because I can't use my hose because it's hard water, and it's got salt added in and hydrogen peroxide added in, so it's not something I can water my plants with. So I collect rainwater. I've got one of those huge, like 250 gallon containers for water. I want to get that set up, and I want to also build like an enclosure for it, so that way it looks nice. It's not this gaudy big tank just sitting at the outside of right next to our house, and it keeps the water protected, so, you know, it doesn't grow any algae and stuff like that. So those are the things I'm going to try and work on this year while I'm a little slowed down, but I don't expect to actually be slowed down. Like, I will be filling my time with other little projects. I want to build a bunch more raised beds because we definitely need a lot more root vegetables, and we're not growing root vegetables in this clay. It is just unbearable. So lots of little stuff, but it's gonna be a big year. And today was like basically the kickoff. We've already started the garden in the basement, in the grow room, getting seeds started, but getting stuff out here, today was the first day. Pretty excited. What is today's date? The 19th, March 19th, and I already got my order in, which is pretty early. I thought it would have been in like in April, but it's good that it's early, because then it's definitely, the stuff is gonna be dormant. It can sit in the ground and get situated with its new living quarters, and then it'll be ready for spring. So thank you for watching. Thank you for following along this journey. I hope you learned stuff along the way of what not to do, what hopefully to do as well as I get there. But I appreciate it. I'll catch you next time. Keep the imagination rolling. Bye-bye.